Hello and welcome to Afternoon Tea with Karen. I'm going to have another look at the relationship between queers and socialism and the trans justice program and socialism. Sorry, I called it the Fueling Hate Trans Justice Project. Now, if we have a look at the report. So we divided the survey into questions that, online. The survey was open to anyone aged 18 and over from any state or territory. How was that policed? It ran for 9 days between the 17th and the 25th, and it was promoted on social media by the project team members, community-controlled organisation, civil society groups, and community members. The survey took 3 minutes on average and had an average completion rate of 85%. The survey received 399 responses. Of those, 1,790 were gender diverse, the queer theorist people, and 40 were bad faith responses, which they also then included as hate speech in this survey. They were omitted from the primary analysis. Now, I don't know how you check any of these bad faith responses, who they came from, or who actually responded that was in the survey. How if you can check them, if there are any police reports or anything, because it could all just be hearsay. And these potentially could be people that, like how would they know that this was on when it was advertised amongst themselves? Just, could be. Just saying. Anyway, what I wanted to get to is here on page 23. We've got the socialist workers stuff. Queer liberation, not rainbow capitalism. And I thought might go and have a little look about that. Right, here we on Socialist Workers Party TV.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, great. Okay, cool. Surprised, I didn't know I was going first, but that's all good. So, hi everyone. I'm B. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm based in Merseyside. I'm a member of the SWP in Merseyside. So my day job is I'm a lecturer at Liverpool John Moores University. I'm also the chair of my UCU branch, so that's the University and Colleges Union, for anyone that's getting tired of lots of acronyms, as I always do. And I'm the outgoing National Executive Committee rep for LGBT+ members in higher education. And until the end of this month, I will also be the chair of the LGBT+ members committee. Sorry, that was a lot of random information to throw at you. I'm going to try and talk a little bit about the sort of some of my thoughts on the role of trade unions. And if I go on too long, please just shut me up. But I'm going to try to keep this nice and brief because I know everyone's had a long afternoon. So I kind of want to think about, I guess, the kind of dual role that we can have within our sort of as union members, as working people, and this way of this inward way, the reflecting inwards on our own unions, and also thinking about how we can do work outside our unions as well. So first, I think I'll talk a little bit about some of the things that I guess I have been doing a little bit in my union in UCU, but also kind of try and generalise these to some of the things that we can try and do in our own unions. And I, think it'd be really great if, I don't know how much of the conversation afterwards I'll be able to participate in over Zoom. Sure, I'll be able to a bit, but to hear your ideas as well. UCU is an education union. We represent members in higher education, further education colleges, prison educators, and adult community education. But the two bigger parts of our union are HE and FE. And I know we've got comrades from the NEU here as well speaking today. And I think, though it's important for all unions in terms of kind of thinking about what does it mean to be a trade unionist and to try and work towards liberation for LGBT plus people. I think, or I find that, you know, as an educator, it is even more important that we kind of get our ducks in a row around these issues, and that we make sure that we're creating safe, kind of radical spaces for not just ourselves but our students too. And this is something that has really kind of solidified for me in the last few years, taking on a national role in union, kind of I tell this anecdote quite often when I speak at events, but it really hit home to me how important the work on queer inclusion that we do as a trade union. After I spoke at an event in Liverpool, and some students that were applying to go to university in the next September came up to me and said, I'm going to X university, whatever one. Is it safe for me there? Who can I talk to there? And, you know, there is genuine kind of fear in a lot of young people for various reasons, which I'm sure you've been discussing throughout the day in terms of kind of issues around the media representation of queer people, but also the kind of extreme backlash that we're seeing across the media as well. And, you know, I think we can think about it in terms of workplace. Is it safe for me to be here? Unfortunately, for quite a lot of us, it isn't. So, thinking about how we can work, what we need to do within our unions. I think the key, or one of the first things to do, is pushing forward inclusive policy in terms of our own unions' policies, but also our workplace policies. Our UCU Congress is coming up at the end of this month, and it's going to be a slightly strange discussion because the motion's going in to change our equality work to equity work, which I'm not sure it's necessarily better, it's just different. So I've put in an amendment which may be seen as hostile to say, why not change it all to liberation instead of any of those things.
So here we are, back on LGBTQA plus inclusion plan, City of Ballarat. Just a little bit of this. Kids are taught that gender diversity exists, but not always taught that it is perfectly okay. How about kids are taught about Judith Butler and where queer theory comes from and why they're questioning their gender? Anyway, we came to have a look at this 2-year action plan. Now, given we know the relationship between queers and socialists, if we re-examine this, and as well as LGBTQIQA plus, we go plus socialists. So, socialists and Marxism, audit, develop, and implement inclusivity training. Creating QT plus socialist safe spaces. Assess organisational digital safety practices and monitor and respond properly to any LGBT plus discrimination on the council's social media's website. I've had a go at that. They don't do any angry face things. You can't do that, and they also have the comments removed, so you can't comment on their Facebook page and stuff like that. Yes, so imagine the communists got into the council and were involved in the police. Anyway, remove the discriminatory graffiti promptly, the chalking. The toilets. They're obsessed with toilets. Anyway, so imagine this one. Advocating key issues for socialist communities. Work within ourselves. Promoting inclusivity. So get a data about all the staff and how their gender and how they feel about it. and then review the human resources workplace policies. Audit the council workplaces to ensure that they're. So when you look at it with a different angle, provide pride flags, option on emails, review their anti-discrimination, anti-harassment policies, seek opportunities, working groups, ensure the communists are visible and represented in council spaces. So create a calendar of inclusive related days of significance and resources to promote a whole of organisation approach to marking the day. Develop and implement guidelines to ensure that information provided by the City of Ballarat is inclusive and accessible. Develop a library of images. See where I'm headed. Review accessibility and inclusivity City of Ballarat facilities such as libraries, early years services, Ballarat Aquatic and Lifestyle Centre, and Art Gallery. So I'll do a thing on Daytime Story next. So welcoming signage, so flags everywhere. More days of celebration, significant days to them. Hmm. I feel that this is beyond a national security threat. This is so ASIO needs to be involved in this, but it's not. I don't understand what's going on. This is attack on our society. Breaking down what we think is normal to change this into what? What? And the decolonisation, tearing down to what? What, some alternative utopia that they've imagined, but they actually haven't got any great plan for? These are better sources than the trans justice project that's got appalling sources. They're just like magazine clippings and stuff, and stuff from the propaganda from their lobby groups. Anyway, this is from Ballarat City Council. Anyway, that's about that. I didn't use all those things. I'll probably use those in the next one, and I'm too lazy to go and change it. I'm too tired. I'm gonna have big brunch. Had a few too many alcoholic beverages. Need a nap. See ya later.